Good morning, students. Day before yesterday, we studied about one of the useful microorganism, that is lactobacilli. Okay, lactobacilli are the rod-shaped bacteria. They are present in the milk and yogurt that you studied. Today we are going to study another important useful microorganism that is also the type of bacteria called as ribosium. Rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria. You know, symbiotic relationship means if one is benefited by the other, both are benefited by each other. If one is giving something, another is also giving the other thing. That is called as mutual beneficial. That is called as a symbiotic relationship. Okay. This ribosium is symbiotically living bacteria with the leguminous plants. With the leguminous plant, important word, like beans, green peas and the soyabeans. Green peas, soyabeans and the beans are rich in this bacteria. You know that the root nodules means to the roots. If you are able to see the picture, on the root part you are able to see some rod shaped or rounded structure that is called as the nodules. Okay. So these bacteria remain there, rhizobium type of bacteria. So what they do? Bacteria that fix the nitrogen after becoming established inside the root nodules of the legumes. Are you getting it? These bacteria, what they do? First they get established in the nodules of these legumes, okay, and after that they fix the nitrogen. Nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen is fixed by the nodules, okay, fixed inside the root nodules of these leguminous plants by the bacteria. When these bacteria first enter, remain, establish themselves properly, and then they fix the atmospheric nitrogen in the root nodules. Okay. So, how this process takes place? To express the genes means to get established means to express the genes for nitrogen fixation. Rhizobia require a plant host. Are you getting it? Bacteria, this rhizobium type of bacteria, cannot produce the atmospheric nitrogen in any condition. It requires a particular host for nitrogen fixation. Okay? They independently cannot fix nitrogen. They need the host plant. And host plants whose roots have the nodules therein. Are you able to see the nodules here in the picture? Such type of plants they need for fixation of nitrogen. What happens there? Bacteria colonize. Colonize means gather. Increases in number. Plant cells, where they gather? Plant cells within the root nodules where they convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. As soon as they get the favorable condition and the proper host, at that time they colonize there, they gather there within the root nodules of the plant, and thus they convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia, okay, using the different compounds. What they do? The enzymes nitrogenase, okay, present in the plant which is necessary for the growth of plant, and thus the plants grow and develop properly. Are you getting? This is the how rhizobium plants grow inside the root nodules and how they are able to fix the atmospheric nitrogen inside the soil. Are you getting it? After that, I wish to show you that how this rhizobium is looking. For that, I made one slide. I will show you after this one slide. What happens? The root nodules of this plant, a section of that root is taken, and when we take the section of these roots, at that time you find that some rod shaped structure is there. See here the another diagram. Therein you are able to see some rod shaped structure wherein bacteroid is written. Are you getting there? Three bacteroid cells are there, and these bacteroids are nothing but they are the rhizobium. They are present in the root cell of the plant. So root nodule is cut. Root of that plant, that is soybean or green pea, is cut, and therein a small section is taken. When you will observe the small section, you will see such type of structure, and in that such type of structure you will find the rod shaped structure. Are you getting? That is called as a bacteroid, and there is a growth of root nodules is seen. Are you getting it? So, in this way, the rhizobium is produced. So, for that, I had made the video therein. I had taken the root nodules. I had shown that root nodule which is present in the glass jar in our school, okay, which is preserved there. You can see that plant in the video. And after that, when we take the section, I tried to take the section and kept it under the microscope, and such type of structure you can get it. So how can we make the slide? Herein fenugreek, groundnut, beans, these are called as the leguminous plants. The small thin section of this is taken, or before that we can say that it is sterilized by taking 3 to 5% solution of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, first it is sterilized. You know, sterilized means it is heated with it, solution of hydrogen peroxide. After that, it is kept in a 70% solution of ethyl alcohol for 4 to 5 minutes. Then cleaned roots section is taken, and after that it is stained by means of the safranin. After staining, it is covered by means of the cover slip, and after covering by the cover slip, observed under the microscope, you can see such a rod shaped structure which is called as a rhizobium. That rhizobium plays a very important role. It performs the number of functions. Okay. So what are the important functions? Are all these rhizobium type of bacteria are useful to us? That may be question in front of you. Yes, most of the rhizobium type of bacteria are useful. Only 1 out of 5 is a harmful one. And how it is harmful? It causes the disease very rarely in human infection. Whatever the wound or whatever the after operation surgery occurs, the infection may occur through the rhizobium type of bacteria, which is only the harmful. Otherwise, rhizobium bacteria, all species of rhizobium bacteria are useful. Then, role and importance of rhizobium. How rhizobium is useful to us. Just now we had seen that nitrogen is fixed by the root nodules, in the root nodules by the rhizobium. So what happens? They convert the nitrogen into the ammonia, and the different compounds of nitrogen, that is nitrates, nitrite, amino acid. Okay, and in exchange, see that I just in the beginning only I told you that there is a symbiotic relationship. In exchange, what they get? They get the energy in the form of carbohydrate. What they are getting? Energy. They are giving the atmospheric nitrogen or nitrogenous compounds, and they are getting the energy in the form of carbohydrate. This relationship, it is called as a symbiosis. It is of great ecological and agronomical importance. Ecological means For increasing the fertility of the soil, agrological means for getting the good crops. We can get the sufficient crops, highly nutritive crops, that is called as agronomical importance. Okay. Whatever the compounds rhizobium produce, okay, what nitrogenous compounds from the atmospheric nitrogen, that process it is called as a nitrogen fixation. Okay. In nitrogen fixation, the plants like beans, sweet pea, soybean, etc., groundnut, they are said to be the host. They are acting as a host for the root nodules for the rhizobium. Okay, rhizobiums are growing in the root nodules, so they are the host. These plants are the host for it. And these beans and the pulses, you know that they are rich in proteins. How they are? They are rich in proteins because they contain the nitrogenous compounds, more nitrogenous compounds by means of the rhizobium. Now, are you clear about that? Pulses and beans contain high proteins. It is only because the rhizobium convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogenous compounds, and thus it is available. Nitrogenous compounds are rich in proteins. Are you clear? So that is the reason. The next important thing about it is that due to the nitrogenous compounds, nitrogen fixation takes place that you studied. They also reduces the adverse effect caused due to the chemical fertilizers. This is one of the important thing. The rhizobium reduces the effect of the adverse effect caused because of the chemical